Thursday, February 23. Seeking Godly Counsel. There are scores of secular money management gurus out there, but God warned us against consulting them for the management of the assets he has entrusted to us. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bring forth its fruit in its season, whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. That's from Psalm 1, verses 1 to 3. So the man who delights in the law of the Lord, the law here could be understood more broadly as the word of God, shall be blessed. How simple is that? And he will prosper, be successful. Read Proverbs 3, verses 5 to 8. How do we apply this principle in our basic financial matters? Proverbs 3, beginning at verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It will be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. An overview of the biblical counsel on financial management gives us very valuable points to follow. Let's look at 7 of them. 1. Get organized. Develop a spending plan, as we read in Proverbs 27, verses 23 and 24. Be diligent to know the state of your flocks, and attend to your herds, for riches are not forever, nor does a crown endure to all generations. Many families just exist from paycheck to paycheck. Without a simple plan for earning, spending, and saving, life is much more stressful. 2. Spend less than you earn. Determine to live within your means. Proverbs 15, verse 16. Better is a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure with trouble. Many families in Western countries actually spend more than they earn. This is made possible only because of the availability of credit and debt. Many problems plague those who are in debt. 3. Save a portion from every pay period. We read about this in Proverbs 6, verses 6 to 8. Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which, having no captain, overseer, or ruler, provides her supplies in the summer and gathers her food in the harvest. We save to make larger purchases in the future and to take care of unplanned expenses such as accidents or illness. Some savings can be used to plan for the time when, because of advancing age, we are no longer able to be employed. 4. Avoid debt like COVID-19. And we read about this in Proverbs 22, verse 7. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Interest is one expense you can live without. A person or a family living with debt, that is, on borrowed money, is really living today on money they expect to earn in the future. If any life changes occur, then serious financial embarrassment can result. 5. Be a diligent worker. The soul of a lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made rich. Proverbs 13, verse 4. 6. Be financially faithful with God, as we read in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 1 to 14. And that reads, Now it shall come to pass, if you diligently obey the voice of the Lord your God, to observe carefully all his commandments which I command you today, that the Lord your God will set you high above all nations of the earth, and all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you, because you obey the voice of the Lord your God. Blessed shall you be in the city, and blessed shall you be in the country. Blessed shall be the fruit of your body, the produce of your ground, and the increase of your herds, the increase of your cattle, and the offspring of your flocks. Blessed shall be your basket and your kneading bowl. Blessed shall you be when you come in, and blessed shall you be when you go out. The Lord will cause your enemies who rise against you to be defeated before your face. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways. The Lord will command the blessing on you in your storehouses and in all to which you set your hand, and he will bless you in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. The Lord will establish you as a holy people to himself, just as he has sworn to you, if you keep the commandments of the Lord your God and walk in his ways. Then all peoples of the earth shall see that you are called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of you. And the Lord will grant you plenty of goods, in the fruit of your body, in the increase of your livestock, and in the produce of your ground, in the land of which the Lord swore to your fathers to give you. The Lord will open to you his good treasure, the heavens, to give the rain to your land in its season, and to bless all the work of your hand. You shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow. And the Lord will make you the head and not the tail. You shall be above only and not be beneath, if you heed the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you today, and are careful to observe them. So you shall not turn aside from any of the words which I command you this day, to the right or the left, to go after other gods, to serve them. No family can afford to live without God's blessing. And number 7, remember that this earth is not our real home. Our management says a lot about where our ultimate priorities are, as we read in Matthew 25, verses 14 to 21. For the kingdom of heaven is like a man travelling to a far country, who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability, and immediately he went on a journey. Then he who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them, and made another 5 talents. And likewise he who had received 2 gained 2 more also. But he who had received 1 went and dug in the ground and hid his lord's money. After a long time, the lord of those servants came and settled accounts with them. So he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. His lord said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. This lesson was read by Dr. Percy Harrold for Christian Services for the Blind. Sponsored by the Sabbath School Department and distributed through Hope Channel Australia, this podcast is also redistributed by Hope Channel Germany, Christian Record Services for the Blind. It is also available on SoundCloud and through multiple podcast distributors, including Apple iTunes. And you can listen and watch at the same time on YouTube. Remember, God is always faithful. And here is a disclaimer. Contents of these lessons are not intended to be financial advice, but is general commentary based on biblical principles. The reader is encouraged to seek competent professional advice which will suit their particular personal situation.